We're going to go to math.com, click on the calculus. Let's go down to finding the area between curves, or maybe there's probably more than one function involved. More than one curve. What are we doing here? I'm trying to remember. Right answer to, ooh, I need to change that to 3 decimal places. I just made that correction. I'm sitting here trying to remember what problem I just got through doing. I think it was 3.2. Yeah. Okay. 4.2, 4.1. Sorry about all that. Find the area of the shaded region. Round answer to 2 decimal places. And need to make a correction on that. Round answer to 3 decimal places. I'll be right back. Alright, I had to go in there and change that before I actually forget it. Even though that's not changed. There we go. Round answer to 3 decimal places. Okay, actually, that's a small area. Let's make that picture bigger. There you go. Something better. How about that one? Alright, let's write that down. We have f of x. Sorry for the delay in broadcast. We had to take a station identification break. No, just kidding. Where are we at? We are finding the area of the shaded region, it says. And, we don't have any interval up here, so we got to find that. So, quickly here, we're going to be finding the area from here to here, right? We got to figure out what this x value is. Finding that area, the big area, and then we're going to subtract off this piece here under the curve from here to here. Here. Somewhere in here, anyway, which is this sliver right here, we'd be finding the area under the curve. Alright? We got that. Let's go to the whiteboard. Enough said. Let's write down both these guys. So we have f of x is equal to 4x squared minus 3, and then g of x is equal to 8. Alright? So I think what we should do is go ahead and sketch this stuff out. Alright, minus 3, so we've got a parabola. We'll say that this is minus 3 down here. Y-intercept comes up, does something like that. Hold on. So we're looking just for this piece here. Okay. So I shouldn't even draw on that piece. And then we got this constant coming across, crossing the y-axis at 8. And go ahead, since the region's green. So this is, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. This right here is the shaded region that we're looking for. Alright. So a couple things we need to find. We're going to need to find where this point here, where the graph crosses the x-axis, and then the x value that's associated with this point up here, we'll say it's about right here. Alright, and we're going to need to know that because this part here we're going to be subtracting off. I'm trying the dotted part here. So we're going to need to find this area also. Alright, so to find this guy where it crosses the x-axis, that means that we'll have to set this equal to 0, and let's go ahead and do that. So we have 4x squared minus 3 is equal to 0, and this is pretty easy. Just bring the 3 over. Alright, multiply by sides by 1/4 and then square root it. And it's x. Now, this would technically, we would write plus or minus here, but the minus would indicate this guy over here, but we're just working with the plus. Alright, so there it is. That is x is equal to the square root, and actually this could be written as the square root of 3 over 2. How's that? The square root of 3 over 2, okay, because the square root of 4 is 2. Alright, let's go ahead now and find, since we can't fit in everything in right here, let's go, I should be putting the head of the arrow here, shouldn't I? Anyway, let's go ahead and find this, and that means we'll have to set both of these equal to each other. So let's just do that right here. 4x squared minus 3 is equal to 8, and then solve for x. So we have 8 plus 3. I guess I'm running out of room here. We'll have to move it on down. And then multiply both sides by 1/4, and then square root. So once again, we'll be using the plus instead of the minus, right? The plus because it's positive x, right? So we could actually reduce this down. So this becomes what? 8 and 3 is 11, and then we have 4 down here, so that'd be 2. So we have the square root of 11 over 2. Square root of 11 over 2. So x is equal to square root of 11 over 2. Alright, well, we got all our bounds now that we need. Let's go ahead, bring this down. Okay. So finding the larger region first. That means we're going from 0 to the square root of 11 over 2. Alright, now that would be finding this big piece here. And, right, so we're integrating under 8 dx minus, and we're going to subtract off this piece right here. So we're going to be going from square root of 3 over 2. Right, lower bound, upper bound is square root of 11 over 2. And then that'll be this 4x squared minus 3 dx. Alright, so we have now set up our integrals, and the rest of it is all old hat. Old hat because we've done this many times in the past. Hopefully you have. If you haven't, you should go back and practice. Alright. Minus, so this is going to become 4x cubed over 3 minus 3x. Let's put a parentheses around this because of this minus sign here. And then we're going from the square root of 3 over 2, and then the square root of 11 over 2. Alright. So we'll go ahead and plug this in. We have 8 times the square root of 11 over 2. Alright, and no need plugging 0 in because we're just going to get 0. It'd be minus 0 here. But let's go ahead and work on this now. So we've got, let's start a parentheses. We've got 4 times the square root of 11 over 2 cubed over 3 minus, hope I don't run out of room here, over 2. It's not looking good. I'm going to start a bracket here because we got another one to deal with. Minus, start a parentheses, right? It's upper minus lower, and now we have 4. I'm going to have to really squeeze this in somehow. Square root of 3 over 2, and that is cubed. That's it. I should have wrote that 3 anyway. Okay. Minus 3. I'm running out of room quickly. Sorry about that. Sometimes math is not exactly a pretty thing. Okay, forget about that 3 there. Alright, if we got all that, got that figured out, let's I'm going to pause the video here and plug all that stuff in. What a mess. We'll say approximately here. I think we was rounding to, I got 10.428,906. Rounding to 3 decimal places, 10.429 is what I'm getting. 10.429. Alright, sorry that's kind of sloppy. Hopefully you can decipher all that. It's kind of tricky all plugging it in. You got to kind of do pieces at a time here to get that. And this, anyway, terrible. I should have done a little better than that. Alright, let's move over. 10.429. And looks like that's what we get. Alright, so come on over to gotomath.com. Check that out. See you later.